Hey, welcome back to my channel. And today guys, we're going to be restoring this Totally Hair Barbie doll. Yes! This fairy Barbie is 30 this year and has been needing a cleanup for 30 years pretty much. 30 years and 3 months because I've been lazy myself to clean her up. Her hair has been brushed and loved for 30 years. Her bangs do not need gel because they're already defying gravity. And this should be just like a fun time, you know what I'm saying? So let me just roll my intro real quickly and we could get into this.
No.
Hi. So Totally Hair Barbie was Mattel's #1 best-selling Barbie doll of all time, and it's mainly because she had long crimped hair that you can style and play with. This doll has a lot of flyaways, and I do need to tame her bangs still, along with brush out this hair and redo the crimps with an actual crimper. That should be fun. She pretty much has all of her accessories and pieces minus her headscarf, but I'm actually pretty happy with that. Now, this is my first rodeo with Totally Hair Barbie. If you guys want a little channel history, the reason my channel has done so well in the past year is because of my original Totally Hair Barbie short video. So this time around, I'm doing a full length video rather than a short, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, let's get started. So the materials I am using to clean this doll are dish soap. Like I mentioned, this doll was thrifted and is 30 years old, so I do need to clean this doll very, very well. Now for the hair, I am going to use shampoo. The body is the dish soap, obviously, but this is what I use on my own head, so this should be pretty good too. I'm also going to be using conditioner. This is what's going to be used to help us brush out this hair. It is full of knots and it is Kanekalon, so you're going to be struggling for a bit. I'm going to be using a variety of brushes, but this is what I use to detangle the doll's hair. This I'm going to use for more fine tooth kind of moments as well. It's made of metal. I'm going to be using this toothbrush as well to clean her body and face, and that's pretty much all the materials we're going to need to clean the doll. Now we're gonna have some doll nudity warning because I do need to clean her, so you've been warned. So now that Barbie is completely naked, it is time to wash her body and her hair. I'm going to be using warm water instead of completely hot, just because I don't want to burn my hands while doing this. I'm starting off by separating the bangs from the main hair and then wetting those so they're just flat and ready to go. And the rest of the hair can just get wet along with the body. Now it's time to clean the 90s off of this doll. I'm just adding a little bit to my palm, adding my toothbrush to that as well. And then I'm just lathering her up with the dish soap. And then it's going to be time to do a prison scrub down on her. So I don't know why I'm still using orange scented dish soap because I absolutely hate the smell of it with a passion because it just reminds me of a Goodwill for whatever reason, and I really should just switch to like lavender or something. I don't know. So as you can see, I'm just really going to town scrubbing. Obviously I'm not scrubbing this fast. I like sped up the clip, but if you're cleaning up old dolls, I honestly recommend using a soft bristle toothbrush just because you don't want to scratch off their face by accident. And once you feel like she is clean enough, it is time to put her under the water and rinse off all the soap. Now that her body is completely clean, it's time to do that hair. Now, I did clean her hair twice just because she is pretty old. Honestly, if you are going to be restoring dolls secondhand, I honestly recommend putting a lot of time and effort into the hair just because you don't know how dirty it is. If there's dust, if there's anything lingering in it, it's best to just be safe and wash it twice. I think one thing I really hated about this doll was the amount of flyaways she had because my original was the same way, but her hair was actually a lot thicker. But after washing it a first time, I'm now going to rinse out the soap. You can use hot water if you want to because it's just going to get rid of the crimps, and if you're like me and re-adding them, then it shouldn't really be an issue. But if you are trying to kind of just keep whatever she had originally, try just using warm to cold water. This hair type isn't really in production anymore from what I've heard. Monster High used to use it on Ghoulia and Spectra, and Barbie was very notorious for using it in the 90s. So if you own any 90s Barbies, they probably have the same hair type, and it's called Kanekalon, by the way. Honestly, I still wish I had my brunette Totally Hair Barbie that was in my short that did really well because I feel like she is such a big part of why my channel is what it is today. And I did have to sell her back in the day because I didn't have a job and you know, I had no money and dolls were coming out. And I do regret it to this day, but I'm happy now that I have the blonde version because I did kind of like the blonde one a lot more. I feel like she's more iconic. So, I mean, it's a win-win. And as I mentioned earlier, as you can see, if you use warmish water, you can keep some of the crimps still in the hair, but you are going to have to re-add them some way. So after cleaning the body, I decided let me just clean her with some baking soda. Just wetting my toothbrush under the tap and adding a little bit of the baking powder, baking soda, whatever it is, to my brush and just scrubbing it all over the doll. I've seen a few people say that this makes the doll feel like brand new, so I'm gonna try it here and I can confirm it does make the doll feel super clean and brand new, so totally recommend doing this. It does make a very bad noise, so if you don't like certain noises, this doll in general is not for you. But after you're done, just make sure you rinse it all out and you should be all good. I also did it to her heels and her little ring, and I could not get her earrings out because they're the type that is anchored into the doll's head, so those were cleaned on her head.
death.
But like it's a week later, I didn't do the conditioner or the boil wash, so let's do it now. I'm committed to fix her. So one thing I don't recommend doing is storing her dress with her hair. It's stained. So I just re-wet her hair, and now we're gonna move on to the conditioner process. I used way too much, to be 100% honest with you, and you'll see. But I'm just working it into her hair, and then I'm gonna get my detangler out and just go to town. You're gonna want to start from the bottom and work your way up. Now, because this is Kanekalon, it kind of sounds like nails on a chalkboard when it's wet, and I hate that so much. But once it's dry, it's so nice. It's almost like human-like sometimes. Because my hand was super slippery, it was also like affecting how I was brushing. As you can see, like I'm losing the brush a few times because I don't have any grip on this brush, okay? It's not for hair. But you can still see the crimps in this hair as well. So like once I boil wash it, you're gonna see them completely disappear. It's interesting how Kanekalon can really like hold its shape for this long, because again, you gotta remember this doll is 30 years old. So like her having her crimps in her hair this long, even after it's been brushed out, is pretty impressive. I kind of just wish this doll had thicker hair, and I understand because the past owner really did play with the doll. She probably lost a lot of that thickness. Who knows, one day maybe I'll thrift another one. We shall see. Once the majority of the hair was brushed out, I got out a smaller fine tooth comb and I started going at the roots where there were a lot of scragglies and flyaways, and also worked on her bangs. And then it was time to rinse out all of that conditioner, and the hair was just feeling 100 times better than it was originally. And as you can see, it's a lot thinner looking too as well. But other than that, I'm actually really pleased with how this doll's hair actually turned out before the crimping process. But now it is time to get out all those kinks, so I'm going to be boiling some water in my kettle. So first I'm going to start by dunking her hair in general, and then after dunking I brush it each time as well. Kanekalon and boiling water don't really like mix, like the hair gets weird and ratty feeling, but all you need to do is just re-brush it out from the bottom up and it should be all good. After dunking and brushing a few times, I'm now going to do one more boil wash off camera just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. And I just put her on a towel to dry. I had to go get food. Your girl was hungry, I'm sorry. But after eating a Chipotle burrito, her hair was pretty dry, not gonna lie. It only took an hour too. But now it's time for the scary part, the crimper. And this is a new one. I'm using a different brand than my previous crimping attempts. Now you're gonna want to keep this on the lowest setting possible, and you might want to just keep turning it on and off just so it's not too hot. But on this crimper, the lowest setting is 140. I went ahead and got Barbie's hair wet again. You're gonna need a fine tooth comb, some kind of curl cream or heat protectant. I use curl cream because it just keeps the shape pretty well. Now with my experience of crimping, I honestly recommend keeping the doll's hair wet as possible and also adding plenty of product. I give the hair a good comb through, so I'm going to be sectioning off the sections and clipping it up, and you kind of just want to hold it on there for like 1 to 2 seconds, nothing longer. If you see smoke, it's just steam. Personally, I did not like this crimper a lot. I liked my old one a lot better. I do like the size of the crimp waves, but other than that, I did not like how it fell to my hands, and I didn't like how it was kind of sticking with the product. My old one did not do that. But you just want to follow the groove all the way down, and like that, now your doll's hair kind of looks like ramen noodles, but it's kind of cool. I did the rest of the crimping off camera. I really like how the crimps turned out, and I combed the crimps out as well to make them more fluffy. It is still wet a little bit, but once it's dry, I'll comb it more. But now I'm gonna let her dry and let you guys see what she looks like in the morning. So see you then. And she's done, guys. Now if you hear like a lot of water pouring, it's because it's like heavily raining right now, and it never rains in Vegas, so I don't know what's going on. But anyways, hi. She turned out really good. Now I do need to fix her bangs just a little bit. There's a lot of long bits, and I'm probably going to add a little bit of gel to the top of her head just to kind of slick back some of the flyaways. I do really want to find her little headband. As for the crimps, I did brush them out. They're not as like rigid as my originals, but honestly I think it looks really good. She had no crimps to begin with, so I mean now she has soft crimps, you know. But honestly, I'm just happy that she is done, and I can't wait to add her to a shelf and make her look super cute and all that jazz. So guys, let me know down below if you had this doll growing up. Obviously I wasn't alive when she came out, so I obviously didn't, but if you're older, let me know. And if you've ever had one, let me know if this may have helped you or anything like that. And if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jay and I do doll stuff, duh, and I would love you to join the channel. If you aren't following me on Instagram or on TikTok as well, it's at ZombieXcorn, so you might as well follow me there too. But anyways guys, I will see you in my next video, so bye for now.